Alright guys, PunishMax17 here today again, and this time we have a review of this model kit you see before you, and that is the Figurize Black Lotus. This model kit right here from Bandai. And this is from a series, I believe it's called Excel World, something like that. It's an anime. And I'm not familiar with the show at all. I actually got this at a place called Gundam Base. It's a store in Korea when I was there. And I was looking for something in the store to pick up, but just didn't really find anything that really caught my eye. But I wanted to get something. So I picked this up because I thought it was a cool design, something I hadn't really seen before. And I must say, after I built it, I was really happy with it. I wasn't too sure how much I would love it when I bought it, even. It was more just something to buy, kinda. But I really do like it. I built it yesterday. Took me a couple hours at the most. It was a pretty simple kit. Pretty equatable to a high-grade Gundam model. And it has a pretty cool features because it's got a couple of different forms to it. This is what I call like its burst mode, kind of, or you know, it has a psycho frame like the Unicorn Gundam does. And it also has a form without that. Before I get to that though, let's talk about the articulation of the figure. So let me take it off of its stand, which is the only way it can stand at all because of its feet. They're just blades pretty much. So when we get down to the legs, as you can see, it's just blade-like feet, so it has to have the stand. Now, with the Psycho frame, you can see it's out here, and whenever I touched it, it closed up this Psycho frame a little bit, so you can see. Now, to get rid of this Psycho frame, you can eliminate it from nearly the whole figure. You close that in, and then these here, there's two different little places where the peg that connects this piece to this piece that can be put, which closes off that Psycho frame area as well. And you can completely remove this purple, clear purple piece too. But the articulation here is about that. It can't turn here at all. It's just locked into place like so. As you can see, I just knocked off the skirt armor, but I was going to have to take that off to show you guys the articulation there anyway. Those skirt armor pieces are pretty easy to fall off, but that's not really a bad thing. Articulation goes front about that far. Not a ton of articulation, and you can only move it in and out about like so. So there's not a whole bunch of articulation there for the legs either. Now to remove the Psycho frame right here, they include a solid black piece that you can put there instead, like some other places where they include alternate pieces. You can turn it at the waist. It goes 360 around, but that's really all the waist movement you get. Well, you get a little back and forth there. Now at the arms, it's a ball joint, so it can go 360 around as well. A little difficult too with the hands there. And it can go a little bit in and out, and that was the skirt armor falling off again. At the elbow joint, it can go a little over 90 degrees. And there's no articulation in this here. And I know everything is falling off here. That's not really to say anything bad about the figure. I haven't had that kind of problem up until now. The head moves forward, goes around. It can go 360 if you move the shoulders out of the way. So the articulation on the figure isn't fantastic, but it's not anything bad. Now, like I was saying, you can remove the Psycho frame and change around the parts in some other places as well. As you can see, the head here, these ear-like pieces, have a lot of the Psycho frame-ish parts on them. You can completely remove those and put on these here. They're smaller, and they just attach in place like that to replace those. The shoulder pieces you can replace with these. Now these are actually the Psycho Frame shoulder pieces that go with that mode, but I actually like these a little bit more, so that's just my personal choice why I use these. And that's something fun about this model kit, is that you can kind of customize it to your own liking. I'm going to go ahead and set it back on the stand here. In addition to the shoulders and head parts and things like that, you can also change the arms. Also comes with these much smaller versions, like so, that you can put there instead. Now you can see where they have pegs on either side. This piece and the piece that's on the inside of that detach from this very easily and clip on there, and those can be the arms instead. So they're much smaller, but it gives it a little bit different of a look. Now I like these larger arms personally, but I like the fact that the option is there. So that it does have a lot of customizable options, which I really give this kit credit for. In addition to all of these options, we get some effect parts. And while I don't think I'm going to be using the effect parts, they are pretty cool. You get this here, which can be slid onto these swords as like a, you know, thrusting kind of motion. And you get one for each side, so it comes with 2 of those. All of these effect parts I'm going to show you, you get 2 of. You also get another part for the swords here. And this is going to be a little bit more difficult to clip on. But it goes on just like that. So it's not quite as there as this is. It's a little bit more subtle. And you get one for the other side as well, of course. Now, both of these can be put on if you want. You can double up on them. You can slide this on first and then clip that on afterwards. You can do that. So I take those off of there. And you get one last effect part, and that is these. Now, I didn't really know what these were for at first, because I actually didn't see them in the instruction manual. But what it is they go behind the feet. It comes with this stand here, of course, and if you've gotten any of these stands in like Gundam kits or something before, you know it has an upright stand and then it has one that's going quite a ways forward, which I actually don't have the piece for with me right here. But you can do that and pose it in a forward flying position, place these right under the feet, and it looks like little airbursts coming off of the feet from the speed of the mobile suit. So that's a pretty cool effect as well. Now this is right out of the box. I didn't paint it. I didn't do anything like that to it. I just wanted to build something the other day, so I put it together. And I must say, I really am impressed with it. Despite the fact that several things have popped off of it during this review, I really hadn't had any of those troubles whenever I've been messing around with the kit and posing the kit since I built it. I picked this up for $15 or so at the store, but I actually looked on HLJ yesterday to see about any other kits in this line. There's one other kit in the line which I'm really not too partial to. I don't love the design of it, but I saw this one on there and it's only $10 or $12 on HLJ. Now it is back ordered, so you can't order it immediately, but if it does come into stock, I personally would definitely recommend picking this guy up for the price. I think it's a fantastic model kit for $10 or $12, without shipping of course, but if you can combine that with some other things, it really cuts down on that cost of shipping too. But I really, really do recommend picking this kit up. If you just want something a little different, if you want something fun, and something that honestly, in my opinion, looks very good, even right out of the box, this is a great kit. What made me unsure about how much I was going to love it is the fact that it is almost really is all black, aside from that purple Psycho Framey kind of stuff. It's all black, and I really thought it's going to be, you know, completely detailless. You're not going to see anything. It would just look like this black blob. But once it's on my shelf, once it's on display, you really still can see all the definition and detail, all of that stuff. It's very, very nice. The kit is about the size of a high-grade Gundam. I intended to bring one in here with me to show a size comparison. Completely forgot before I started this review. But it is right about the size of a regular high-grade Gundam. So yeah, overall, I do recommend this kit. It was a ton of fun to build, it's a ton of fun to display, and it looks really nice. So it definitely gets a thumbs up from me. So I hope you guys like it, and I hope this review helped you out. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.